Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Eddie Marcus here again. And I want to invite a specific audience with this video. I want to talk with Christians. I want to talk with Muslims, those who practice Islam, and those who practice Judaism, and also the others. I mention these because they are and have been mentioned as the three major religious faiths around. And so I invite you, because of the comparison between and the similarities between the faiths as well. I look at each of you as a fetus. I look at you as being ones that have drawn. It's like a woman being pregnant. The fetus is in the womb, waiting to be born. And then that day which is supposed to come, comes. And sometimes the baby is born. And other times the baby won't come, and so something has to be done to cause the baby to come. And then even then, there are times when you have to actually go in and bring the baby out. Well, whatever the case, you come out and you live. You see, when living in and around this world, I want to make sure that we understand that this is not about the world as we see it today, but about the world that is about to come. And it is a world that will come because you, as you were born from your mother's womb, who have lived here now, will be reborn from this understanding of life to a different one. And because you are here, this is our working ground to create what we see. A world of peace, a world of prosperity. I'm not talking about a revival. A revival means you've had it and perhaps you lost it a bit, but you're being drawn back. No, I'm talking about something you never had. I'm talking about being reborn of the Spirit. Or should I say, that's right, being reborn, but this time of the Spirit. The Spirit of life. The Spirit of love. You see, the world we live in today, ladies and gentlemen, is filled with crime and violence. It's filled with crime and violence. And it's filled because this is one of the fruits of living under the rules that we have accepted. These are on our shoulders. We are responsible for them. But when I come to you, I come because I want you to know, for those of you who are of Christian belief, Jesus, we have to eat. We have to have a place to live. You see, that is the rules of socialism. That's the rule of communism. That's the rule of capitalism. These are all isms that are established and created and given by those who are not of the new birth. Once we become one with the new birth, we understand that the original form, when men and women and humans were placed upon this earth, the way that it was supposed to operate is that which each one loves doing is what they are about doing. Their business is to do what they love doing. And what they love doing becomes their contribution for that which they all need and share collectively. And as the family grew, more things were brought on the table. Easier to be done because the growth of the family. So as the nations expand, you have more people to do the same things a different way, different things, different ways, because we are now a big family. This is the original intent. And all of the things we've done since keeps us at war, keeps us. But I am calling on you. I want to wake you up. You have the theory. Now it's time to be practical with it. To be reborn of the Spirit means you have duty and responsibility of creating what thy will being done on earth as it is in heaven. And we are not killers, ladies and gentlemen, those of us who are reborn again. We recognize that we are not immediately accepted. We should be by those who are suffering. But we are, as wonderful as we are, they are afraid of us because they have put their faith and their trust in something other than God, which means putting your faith and your trust in yourselves. And how are you able to put your faith and your trust in yourselves? You are able to do that by trusting one another. Trusting one another. And you trust one another because you know what you are about. They can trust you. That being the case, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to know that in the beginning of a rebirth, it's going to scare a lot of people who don't even know anything about this thing. And they're going to be fearful as though this is a monster. Somebody talking about peace, prosperity, and joy. This got to be a demon. And so they thrive on fear. They thrive on lying and cheating and stealing and killing. They thrive on it. And here you come. But somewhere they said if you want to grow something, then die for it. Die for it. It's like a seed of corn being planted into the earth, causing a stalk to grow. And from that stalk, 20 to 25 ears of corn. And each ear having at least 2,000 seeds. What a magnificent thing to happen from one grain of corn. And when one of us, Martin Luther King, Gandhi, Malcolm X, Medgar Evers, all of the foreign leaders who have given their lives and been shot down and killed because they stood for peace and prosperity and joy, for each one that was planted into the earth to have caused a rebirth would have created thousands and thousands of those same kinds of individuals. And people wouldn't be killing you too fast then, because the faster they kill you, the more they have to deal with. And the more they have to deal with, the more powerful. And soon, very soon, you will begin to experience peace across the earth. And not one family, not one individual will be suffering from a lack of anything that exists on the earth that they or any of us desire. Because we have been born again of the Spirit of God. I'm calling you to help me. This is my mission. Let me tell you this. I talked about you saying you're called and still working on your jobs every day. See, these systems, you know, Satan says, if you follow me, I'll let you be a school teacher. You do this, da-da-da-da, and you can teach. So you go through the process and you teach. I'll let you be a policeman if you let you defend my cause. If you do this, da-da-da-da-da-da, and you do it. All of these things that you do that's done within the system is the devil controlling you. And to say that God has called you, what would God call you for if everything out there is okay? Would he call you just to come up in church, in a building somewhere, and talk about what somebody else has said about history? And let you tithe so you keep the building open? Is that what you think it's all about? No, my friends. Wouldn't call you for that. He calls you because there's a better way, the original way. And you have to be seeking, searching, wanting, desiring for you to receive it. It's not just given to you out of any great honor for you over somebody else. But no, your heart was tuned. Your heart was looking and seeking. And what you received is out there for every heart that is tuned to the station. And because you tuned to the station, you got the message, you got the duty, you got the responsibility. God doesn't have to be upset because you feel joy in being the light of the world. And your competition is not with any brother. Your competition is with ignorance. Your competition is with stupidity. Your competition is locked up in darkness and brothers and sisters who want the light and can't find the light. You are the light. You are the light. Born again, you are the light. You're not trying to please the governor. You're not trying to please the legislature. You're not trying to please the Congress. You're not trying to please the Illuminati. You are trying to please righteousness by making sure that the joy you have can't be robbed by anyone else. And because it's so wonderful and so beautiful and so free, you show the world how to receive it as well. And then lead them on down the path they need you to. Well, I don't want to talk too long. I really can go on and on and on. But I want you to know that I'm not just speaking to you about a dream, a vision. I'm speaking to you about life. And as we ask ourselves legitimate questions, like how can this possibly be done? I want you to know that this earth and everything in it belongs to God. God and all the things that this earth is able to do is of God. And our being here is of God. And our skills and abilities to do the many things that we do in cooperation with earth, it's all from God. And this is God's plan for all human beings to experience God in their lives. And God does not want any of us to allow some liar, some cheater to come and tell us some lies and draw us away from the family while you now become enemies of God, enemies of love. No, we don't want that. And so what we're saying is that the deeders, we as a people have deeded the nation to operate as it does. Corporations, they own this and that. But only because we the people have okayed it for the period of time for which it exists. But anytime we the people determine that we want to change that, we have the authority to do that. Because everything belongs to God. And it's put here on this earth for every human being on the earth. In America, everything in America, everything that America is about belongs to every citizen of America. And we can change it. We can make it communism. Maybe I didn't say that right. We can make it communism. Maybe I didn't say that right. We can make it socialism. I didn't say that right. We can make it socialism. I didn't say that right. We can make it capitalism. Oh, I didn't say that right. We can make it capitalism. Oh, I didn't say that right. We can make it monarchism. I didn't say that right. We can make it whatever, but it will never work until it's Godism. And for it to be Godism, you got to respect one another. And it is so difficult, it seems, because in our lifetime, we've only been taught the opposite. And this joy that I'm speaking to you about today sounds stupid to so many of you when you've been taught the opposite. And yet, it is the only thing that will work. Remember, brothers, people will shoot you down for being so wonderful. But is there any other way to die? You're not hurting anyone. You only want life for your killers. And I'm not talking about life in jails and bondage and chains, but I'm talking about free to breathe, free to be who and what they are, to live, to contribute, and fly. Woo! And they kill you for that. I want you to know that the power that got you here got one heck of a reward for you. And it ain't got nothing to do with no 7 virgins for you men, or 7 virgins for you women. It has to do with